How's it going, everyone? Phil here from Furious Technology. This is the Nintendo Switch, and this is the Nintendo Switch OLED. There's about a $50 price difference, $299 compared to $349. Is it worth upgrading to the OLED Switch? So first is the display. The regular Nintendo Switch has a 6.2-inch display, and the OLED has a 7-inch display. So we have 0.8 inches bigger of a display on the OLED Nintendo Switch. Being an OLED display, it's gonna be a lot better picture quality, the screen, the colors, the contrast. You're gonna get a much better experience on the OLED Nintendo Switch. Both of them do offer 720p. It's not a 1080p display or even a 4K display, but it only runs at 720p, which in my opinion is still very good for a handheld device. If you remove the Joy-Cons right here off of the Nintendo Switches and you put them side by side, the OLED Switch is 9.5 inches, whereas the regular Nintendo Switch is 9.4 inches. When you put the Joy-Cons on themselves, the displays measure identical in size. So as far as feeling in the hand while playing and all that, it's gonna be an identical experience. As far as weight-wise though, the regular Nintendo Switch is 400 grams and the Nintendo Switch OLED is 420 grams. The batteries themselves are identical, so you're not gonna see any difference in battery life between both devices. Internal storage, the Nintendo Switch regular has 32 gigabytes, whereas the OLED has 64 gigabytes. Although they both do still have micro SD memory card slots, so you can expand that memory on your Nintendo Switches. Looking at both of the devices on the back, we can see some differences. We'll go to our regular Nintendo Switch, and we do have this little kickstand right here that just pops out, and it's, to be honest, kind of flimsy. It does hold your Switch up nicely, which is good, but it is not like super stable. It's slightly disappointing. If we look at the OLED Nintendo Switch, as I drop it right here, we have on the back, it's a lot cleaner of a look. So we can see in the back, you can see just a nice cleaner look on the OLED. And then we do have this giant adjustable kickstand right here. So if we put that down right there, or we can put it all the way down, so it's a much nicer, much more sturdier stand on the OLED Switch. So if you're putting this on your desk or table or whatnot, if we put them both up right here, you can see the OLED Switch is just a lot more stable. And let's look at one of the other main differences, and that's with the included accessories, the docks themselves. And if we turn around to the back right here, you can see that this kind of snaps open, and we've got your USB ports on the outside right here, as well as we got HDMI, USB, and all those ports right there, as well as your USB-C. If we look in the back of the OLED one, so we've got a slightly different thing here for the cable, and this should just pop right off right there. And a huge main difference we do have is we've got a LAN port right here. So if you're gaming on your TV and you don't have strong Wi-Fi connection, I would highly recommend getting the OLED Switch because you can plug in a LAN connection. If you have a strong Wi-Fi connection, not to worry, the regular Nintendo Switch will still do perfectly fine via Wi-Fi. And one other major difference as well is in the OLED Switch, we do have an upgraded speaker system, so your speaker's gonna sound a lot better for handheld gaming. All right, so let's recap. There's obviously quite a few differences between the regular Nintendo Switch and the OLED Switch, so is it worth that $50 price difference? If you're gonna go into store today and purchase either one of these, I would definitely spend that extra $50 for the OLED Switch. It's a much better display. It's double the internal memory. It also has the LAN connection that you can use when you're plugging it into your TV. If you're just doing like light play, you're not using it a lot, and your Wi-Fi connection is really good, then maybe stick with the regular Switch. But for the $50 price upgrade, I would probably just go with the OLED Switch. I'm gonna link both systems in the description box below, so if you wanna check out the current pricing for them, you can check them out and pick those up. Make sure you guys hit that like, follow, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.